Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to online Pali reading class, day 6. And today we will be looking at another section, especially the precise section of the Maṅgala Sutta, which the Buddha spoke in terms of the Maṅgala factors. As you know, that there are 38 higher blessings. So we'll be looking at the first two stanzas, which include 6 blessings. When I say first 2 stanzas, we don't count the Bahu Deva Manusaja part, because it is just still the what you call the background story. All right. So, and I'm doing this from Malaysia now, and happy to see all of you. Yes. So I met the first participant of this class today, Annie. Annie came to see me today to Buddhist Mahavihara this afternoon. Thank you, Annie. All right, so let's pay homage to Buddha and then get started. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhasse. Oh, you can't hear me, huh? Let's check. How is now? Can you hear me? Can all of you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the person who told me that, yeah, Tan Tek Cheng, can you hear me too? You should be able to hear me. Okay. All right. So we're getting people every day. Every Thursday, there is at least 1 or 2 individuals who are joining. Like today, Rashmi. I think Rashmi is your first time. Should be your first time. And
no, this is my 3rd class, Bhante.
Oh, I see. Maybe
Yeah.
I misunderstood. Okay. And probably we get somebody, I think, from India, Mumbai. Anyways. All right. So let's go to our slide, which I already sent you. Lesson 6. I go by sections. I don't take this as Maṅgala, the numbers of the Maṅgala. Okay, these are not numbers of the Maṅgala. These are the sections that you will be reading with me. Okay, so you know that 6, 7 means not the Maṅgala factors. Okay. All right. So normally we spend at least 30 minutes for the pronunciation part, right? Pali reading, that is our main section, right? So, yeah, let me read for you. Khuddaka Patha. Only say this part. Yes. Khuddaka part. So we kind of like make a pause. Khuddaka Patha. Khuddaka means minor, and Patha means text. Should be 6. Huh? There's a small mistake over here. Typo. Should be 6. Maṅgala Sutta. Okay. Let me read. Asevana cha balanang panditanang cha sevana. Puja cha pujaniyanang Etang Maṅgala Muttama. So you could see here, cha is a preposition, right? It's a preposition. That means and, right? And cha, right? But this is not this cha. Remember in the Kumara Panya, we learned this cha. This is just CA. This one is and, but this one, I want you to answer me. Cha. What does this mean? This one? Yeah, somebody? You could remember the 9 questions asked by the Buddha from Sopaka. One of the questions was
6. Number 6.
Chanama King. Cha means 6. This is number 6. Because this aspirate. So cha. All right. And then the next part is going to be the other stanza. Patirupa desa vasocha. Don't try to say Patirupa desa vasocha. Patirupa desa vasocha. Ubbe cha kata punyata. Atta samma panidi cha. Etang Maṅgala Muttama. Once again. Asevana cha balanang. Panditanang cha sevana. Puja cha pujaniyana. Etang Maṅgala Muttama. Whenever you see cha, you have to sort of make a pause because that means we are reading word by word. Huh? Don't say puja cha pujaniyana. Right? Panditanang cha sevana. Panditanang cha sevana. Asevana cha balana. Etang Maṅgala Muttama. Patirupa desa vaso cha. Ubbe cha kata punyata. Atta samma panidi cha. Etang Maṅgala Muttama. All right. So I'm going to ask then group 1. Somebody from group 1. So we have 8 groups. Please try to read the both stanzas.
We'll try.
Who is this, please?
Okay. Asevana cha balanang. Panditanang cha sevana. Puja cha pujaniyanang. Etang Maṅgala Muttamang.
Can you go repeat this part again?
Which part?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
puja cha pujaniyanang.
puja cha.
Puja, okay.
There's a long here.
Yes, puja cha pujaniyanang.
Yes, great. And let's go to the next one.
Number 7.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one.
Patirupa desa vasocha. Ubbe cha kata punyata. Atta samma panidi cha. Etang Maṅgala Muttamang.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. So now somebody from group 2. Group 2. Yeah. Group 2, we have Susan, Indra, Damadara, Tepogim, Mayoy, Nilesh, Tan Chen.
Yes,
Yeah. Who is this, please? Can you identify
I
yourself?
will try. Suzanne, UK.
Okay, great. Susan, please go ahead.
Asavana cha balanam anditana cha sevana puja cha pujaniyana Itam Mangalamuttamam. Patirupadesa Vasocha. Ubecha. Katamunata. Atasama Panidicha. Itam Mangalamuttamam.
Suzanne, great. I want to show you a couple of things. Now, when you say this part, this is not, we don't spell like in English, E. We have to say A tongue. How do we pronounce it?
Etam.
Etam.
Etam Mangalam.
Okay. And how about,
Etam.
can you read this part too? The second line of the second stanza. Ubecha.
Ube. Katapuna.
Yes. So that's a bit.
Atasama Pani.
Yeah, this is correct. But this part, yeah, this is correct.
Ubecha.
You pronounce properly the third line, but the second line, Pubecha Kata Punyata. Punyata.
Kata Punyata.
Great. Great. It's a
Kata
nasal.
Punyata.
Yes, it's a nasal. Sorry. It's a,
Kata Punyata.
yeah, Kata.
Kata Punyata.
Yes. Kata Punyata. All right. Thank you. My drawer has got a problem over here. That's why you see some issues over here. All right, it will be okay. So yeah, somebody from group 3. Group 3. Yeah. We have Corina, Ji Jong Seng, Indradeep Singh, Soleil Ching, Kan Hui Lin, Ho Chong In. Anybody?
Okay, Bhante, Cow here. Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Okay, I'll try. Right. Asevana chabala nang pandita nan chasevana. Puja chapujaniya nang etang Maṅgala muttamang.
Next one.
Patirupade sawaso cha pubbe cha katapun nyata. Atta samma panidi cha etang Maṅgala muttamang.
Yeah, great. Nothing to complain. Somebody from group 5. Group 5. Yeah, I know that you already know which group you are into. We have.
Bhante,
Can you
Wong
identify
here.
yourself?
Wong
Wong
Pochu.
Po?
I'll
Okay.
try.
Okay, please.
Not good, but I'll try.
No, nobody is good. Yeah, getting better. Okay.
Asewana cha balanang
Mhm.
panditanang cha sewana puja cha pujaniyanang etang Maṅgala muttamang.
Great.
Patirupades.
Yeah, make a pause over here. Patirupa.
Yeah.
Desa.
Patirupa.
Vasocha. Go that way.
Okay. Patirupa desa vasacho.
Vasocha.
Vasocha. Ubecha. Kata punyata. Atta samma panidicha. Etang Maṅgala muttamang.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Now somebody from group 6. Group 6, we have Suchita, Jitan, Patrick, Jesling, Preeti, Tan, Swatien, Fu, Sokwoon, Neo, Kim. Anybody?
May I say?
Can you identify yourself?
Preeti.
Okay, Preeti, go ahead.
Yeah. Asevana cha balanang pandita nacha sevana puja cha puja niyanang etang Maṅgala muttamang.
All right.
Pati rupa desavaso cha pubbe cha pati rupa desavaso cha pubbe cha katapunyata katapunyata.
Great. You found it?
Atasama panidhicha atasama panidhicha.
Yeah.
Etang Maṅgala muttamang.
Yeah, good, Preeti. But I have something to tell you now. When you recite the seventh one, I mean the second stanza over here, how do you pronounce this one here?
Pati rupa.
This is not T actually. This is T. Pati.
Acha, acha. Pati. Oh, right. Yes.
This could be T.
Yeah.
Right. This could be
Pati.
T, but this is the. This is the. Right.
Yeah.
All
right,
right.
Bhante. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then the other issue, something to work on, is here. As I said to you, try to break the words if you really understand. Atta, Samma, Panidhi, Cha. Three words, huh? No, don't say Atta, Samma, Panidhi. You get
Panidhi Cha.
Yes. Atta, Samma, Panidhi, Cha. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Great. Thank you. So,
Thank you.
somebody from group 7. Yeah, we have Xiaoyu, Lim Shirley, Ho Nu, Tan Sui, Helentia, Yap Mei, Lan. Anybody? Group 7. Anybody from group 7? Group 8. We have Sylvia, Lee Tek, Lim Gyo, Deepa Nandi, Hofin, Lim Sok, Christine, Chu, New, and Cynthia. Can you identify yourself?
I would like to try, Bhante.
Yeah, what's your name?
Christine Chu.
Oh, Christine. Yeah, so you are very new to our discussion class. Okay, go ahead. Give it a try.
Asevana cha balanang panditanang cha sevana puja cha pujaniyanang etang Maṅgala muttamang pati rupa desa vaso cha pube cha kata punyata ata sama panditi cha etang Maṅgala muttamang.
Great. Yes, that's great. So anybody else who want to read? Okay, another person who later thought that I want to try this out, I don't want to miss out on this. Anybody?
I would like to try.
Okay.
Oh, 2. What's your name?
Viva here.
Viva. Okay. Go ahead.
Asavana cha balanang.
Asevana, not
Sorry.
asavana.
Asevana cha balanang. Panditanang cha sevana. Puja cha pujaniyanang.
Puja cha.
Puja cha.
Mm-hmm.
Puja cha pujaniyanang. Etang Maṅgala muttamang.
Great.
Patirupa desavaso cha pube cha katapunyata atasama panidhi cha etang Maṅgala muttamang.
Yeah, great.
Thank
great.
you.
The other one who wants to read? What's his name?
I'm Sokhun.
Oh,
Bhante, can I try Sokhun? Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. Bhante, I need to see the top your screen.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Asevana cha balanang paditanang cha sevana puja cha pujaniyanang etam Maṅgala muttamang.
Mhm.
Pati rupa desa vaso cha pubecha kata punata ata sama pani dicha etang Maṅgala muttamang.
Great. Can you go for this second line too? The
Okay.
second stanza.
Okay. Pubecha kata punata.
This told we say punyata,
Oh,
nya,
punyata.
not
Okay.
punyata. If you
Okay,
say if you say like this is Sanskrit.
Oh, okay.
Nyata, not nya.
So
It
should
has to be like this. Nya, punyata.
Oh, punyata.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Other than
Pubecha
that,
kata punyata.
yeah, so you got it.
Okay, thank
Pass
you. Bhante. Thank you, Bhante.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anybody else wants to try?
Bhante, I want
May I continue?
Who? Annie, you already.
I just want to make sure I get the number seven correct.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Patirupa desa vasocha pubbecha kata punyata atta samma panidicha eta Maṅgala muttamang.
Great.
Bhante, one question, yeah. The last
Yes.
one, atta samma panidi, the DHI, do we have to give that?
Yes. I assume that all of you did that.
But it's very difficult.
But if you think you haven't, you should.
But it's quite difficult. Panidicha.
It shouldn't be difficult because you know that you have to add an aspect. Say atta samma panidhi, not the panidhi,
Panidhi.
panidhi.
Panidicha. Is that correct? Panidicha.
Panidhi. There should be a kind of an emphasis, like a stress over it.
Panidicha.
Panidhi. Now, the
Panidhi.
funny thing here is that those fast reciters of any chanting will not properly pronounce these places.
It's very difficult to.
Like more than being difficult to somebody, I think it's an understanding that I have to pronounce Pali properly. Because otherwise, you might sort of say something else, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Who is the other one?
Sadhu Bhante.
Yeah. Yeah. Who?
Bhante.
Yeah.
Bhante.
What's your name?
Suyong, can I try?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Asevana cha balanan pandita nancha sevana puja cha pujaniyanam etam Maṅgala muttamang. Patirupa desa vaso cha pubecha kata punyata. Punyata.
This one? Nyata.
Punyata.
A lot of people say in Sanskrit. Punya. No, this is not. Punyata.
Punyata.
Punya.
Okay. Pubecha kata punyata. Punyata.
How do I say kind of a similar word in your culture? Nya should be not nya. Pubecha kata punyata.
Pubecha kata punyata.
Not punya. Maybe a Malay word.
NYA.
Is it Malay word?
NYA.
NYA. Yeah.
Yes. NYA is incorrect. It's Sanskrit. So you have to say punyata. It's like what kind of a word that we can find out? Maybe baba nyonya. I think it's like a Malay word.
Nyonya. NYA.
Nyonya. Okay. So go for it.
Try. Okay. Wait now. Pubecha kata punyata.
Yeah, I mean, you will work on this later. I mean, just
Okay,
understand.
okay. Atta sama panditi cha. Etam Maṅgala muttamam.
So here, Chan, over here, you have to say Atta Samma Panidhich. Atta Samma Panidhich.
Atta sama panditi cha.
Yeah, take your time. Don't rush. Atta
Okay.
Samma Panidhich.
Atta sama panditi cha.
Panidhich. Panidhich. I mean, if you try to pronounce each
Panditi
letter properly, then you are okay. You are easy to pronounce. Otherwise, if you try to pronounce the whole word in one side, you will feel difficulty. For example,
Okay.
Atta Samma Panidhich. Panidhich.
Okay. I try. Atta sama panditi cha.
Yeah, there you go. Much better, you know. Take your time and work on it. This is
Okay.
all right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
anybody
you.
else?
Bhante on the try. I will try, Bhante.
Oh, two. What's your name? First one.
Thanks for Yen.
Okay, Tan Swatien, go back here.
Asivana cebalanang. Panditanang sivana. Puja pujaniyanang. Etam Maṅgalam muttamang. Patirupade savasoca. Ubeca kata punyata. Atta sama panidica. Etam Maṅgalam muttamam.
See, she's more successful because she's pronouncing each letter carefully. Right? See, that's a kind of a trick over here. Yeah? If you take your time, you don't have to rush. It's a chanting, right? It's a chanting. Okay, who's the other one?
Which one?
I think the second one I heard. Who wants to read?
Oh, this one. Atta sama panidica.
Yeah, you pronounce properly. Thank you. I mean the other one. Who's the other one who said who wants to read the text?
Can I read something?
Yeah. What's your name?
Rashmi.
Rashmi, go ahead.
Asevana cha balanam panditanam cha sevana puja cha pujaniyanam etam Maṅgalam uttamam.
Right.
Maṅgalam uttamam.
Yes, go ahead.
Patirupa desa vasocha ubbecha kata punyata atta samma panidhicha etam Maṅgalam uttamam.
Great. So we will give one more opportunity to somebody because we are almost like half an hour.
Bhante, can I read?
Can I?
What's your name, please?
Kavita.
Okay, go ahead.
Asevana cha balanang panditanang cha sevana. Puja cha pujaniyanang etang Maṅgalam uttamam. Patirupa desavasocha ubbecha kata punyata.
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 Atta samma panidhicha etang Maṅgalam uttamam.
All right. I heard somebody else. Who is that?
Bhante, may I read, please?
Okay, we will finish the pronunciation part from here. Yeah, please go ahead. What's your name?
Yep, Melan, group 7.
Okay, go ahead, Melan.
Bhante, I can't see the...
Yeah.
Okay, I got it now here. Asevana cha balanam panditana cha sevana puja cha pujaniyanam eta Maṅgalam muttamam. And the other one is number 7. Is Patirupa desa vasocha pubacha kata punata. Punyata.
Yeah.
Atta sama panidi cha. Eta Maṅgalam muttamam.
Great. So please, try to read by yourself, understand the issues that we just discussed now. So then you can have a very correct, I would say, proper pronunciation, right? Because
Bhante?
yes.
May I ask a question? The last word, Atta Samapanidita. When the A in Atta become and the Sa A become I quite confused. Sometimes
Okay,
it's
let's go and see.
Yeah.
So you are referring to this one?
Yes, correct.
Okay, what's wrong with this one?
After the A, as we
okay.
learn Bahasa, A always have the same sound like R. But here we have A, sometimes we pronounce as and Sama, the A pronounced as R sound.
Yeah, there's no problem because there is a long, you can see a upper bow here, right? You can see. That is why we going to lengthen it. Atta Sama.
S-A-M.
Because
S-A-M.
A
Yeah.
and R. This is a difference. When you say then R.
But the other one doesn't have the S-A-M, the front part. S-A-M, the A doesn't have the R sound. Doesn't have the
not
dash.
necessarily. It's a different word. You have to know the translation of that. Otherwise, you can't, just by looking at the Pali, you cannot say why it doesn't have it. Because these are three words. Atta is one.
Yeah.
Samma is another one. Panidhi is another one. So, Atta, Samma, Panidhi. Now, we will be learning that now, okay?
Okay.
Make sense, Christine?
Oh, I try to go. I try to follow.
So
Because
what I can say is that
I read myself, I doesn't know when the A get the sound, and the A become R sound.
That's why
if
I'm
I
telling it is because of the translation that you need to understand that these are three words, although they are combined together, right?
Okay.
They are three words. So when we translate, we will know why is it. And of course, when you see this, it is not it is A. Let's go back again somewhere else. Kata punya ta. Ubbe kata. Not kata. Ubbecha kata punya ta. Here punya ta. Because there's long A. If you go up, let's see here. Puja. See, this is short A. That is long A. Puja niya. Na. Puja long A. Short A. Puja short A. Niya long A. That's how we have to understand. So this is, I would say, short A, long A.
Short A, long A. Okay.
All right. Let's now get into the context. All right. So I wanted to ask you now, most of the time you go to a temple, probably you invite a monk over to your house, maybe to another event. You normally listen to a monk or a person who is going to bless you. And when you get a chance to recite, you just keep reciting like a marathon, right? Right? That is why the issues are there, right? Do not think that only monks are going to chant for you all the time in the correct pronunciation. You yourself have to do it because it's a language. It's not only the blessing, it's a language. If it is a language, then there is a certain way to pronounce it, right? Now, when you see H-O-N-E-S-T, honest, you don't call honest. It is honest. H is silent, right? And also H-O-N-O-U-R, it's honor. It's not honor, right? Because it is a language. So in the same way, Pali is a language. So we have to learn. Don't just say, no, we just take the teaching only, and that might be a problem. That has happened today. A lot of people, they learn Dhamma only from English. English is based on Christianity. So English is okay if you properly translate from the proper Pali into English. Then it's okay. At least you are trying. But if you are just reading English translations and trying to understand Patisamuppada, Noble Eightfold Path, 5 aggregates, and all that, you will be going into a prop, because you never know what the Pali terms really mean. That is why I'm emphasizing getting to know, familiarizing with the Pali, at least to a little certain extent, is very, very important. And then you can overcome these issues that a lot of people are having in today's world. Because some people know only a translated Buddhism, because they only know from a certain language, English or another language. Us try to learn a little bit. All right, so today we are starting the precise Maṅgala factors. Let's go back here. Okay, how many Maṅgala, higher Maṅgalas, highest blessings over there in this one? How many are there? So there are 38 altogether, right? Throughout the
There are
Sutta.
3,
How many
Bhante.
are there? How many Maṅgalas are there in this first stanza?
3.
3, 6.
Okay, can you identify them? Yeah, can you identify them? So this is
Asevana Chabalana.
this is number 1.
Sevana.
This is
Sevana.
number 2. Then this is number 3.
Antifanancha.
All right.
Puja.
So let's,
Patirupa.
yeah, we don't go to that point. Let's talk about this first stanza at this point. Don't need to learn a lot at the same time. Okay. All right. Asevana Chabalana. Asevana. That's an interesting word, huh? You can say Sevana. Yeah, Sevana. What does Sevana mean?
Associating.
Association, company, association, companionship, right? Let's take the very simple translation. Sevana means association. Huh? But here they have added, the Buddha has added asevan, not sevan. That means not associate, not associating, or non-association. Right? Sevana means association. Then when there is a prefix, this is a prefix in Pali, then it will become asevana. Let's go for another examples in Pali, Tama folks. Kusala. What is kusala? Wholesome. Then when we add a at the beginning,
Unwholesome.
Unwholesome.
see what will happen. The whole idea is going to be changed. Unwholesome, right? It becomes unwholesome. Another example. Brahma. Brahma Charya. I think we did that, huh?
Yeah.
We did that in our.
Charya.
Then we're gonna add a at the beginning. Brahma Charya.
Bhante, the Brahma, is it spelling wrong?
M-A.
Is the spelling wrong?
Yeah, wait a second.
H-A.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's B-R-A-H.
B-H-R-A-H-B-A.
Yeah.
The H in front don't have Bhante. First H.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Brahmacharya. So it will become Abrahmacharya. What is brahmacharya?
Holy life.
Holy life?
Chastity.
Yeah, what's the simple translation of brahmacharya?
Like a Brahma.
No, what is brahma? Because we studied under
Holy
the
life.
precepts.
Holy life.
Brahmacharya means
Celibacy.
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 Celibacy means not sex. No sex.
Celibate.
And then abrahmacharya means the opposite. Abrahmacharya. Now, in Buddhism, they say when you come to the certain level of precepts, this could be the holy life. But the literal translation is no sex. So in this way, if you add a, or simple a at the beginning, the idea of the meaning of the word will be changed. All right? That is the same thing that has happened here. Sevana becomes asevana. Right? There are multiple examples if we can take, but we don't take a lot because of the time. Asevana. Asevana cha balana. Balana? Balana. Who is Bala?
Unwise.
Unwise. Unwise. So the Buddha says that our first great blessing starts from the association of the non-association of the balas. Right? Now don't look for other blessings at the beginning, because if you make this choice not properly, your everything else will going to be Maṅgala. Right? Let's say you have everything, but the people around you are not panditas, the opposite of Bala. That is why it is said, you have no choice for your parents, but for other beings, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your friends, you have to be kind of selective. But it does not say that you are going to excommunicate, isolate your friend. Let's say you have a friend who is not a good friend. Right? At that point, what you are supposed to do? You are understanding the person's character. And then you are still saying hi and bye, but you are carefully associating that person. You are not trying to be intimate with that person. You are not trying to be so much close to that person. But you are not isolating anybody. Why is it? If you do that, you are breaking your practice of metta. We have to maintain the both. On one side, we have to be able to not associate the balas. On the other side, we have to protect our metta practice. But what will happen to many people? Oh, this is a bad guy. I got to block. I got to do all that. And then they are trying to break their metta practice. So we have to be very careful. Now, in doing good things, if you make a bad thing, that is also a really bad thing, right? You're trying to do good things, but in doing a good thing, if you make a bad thing, that's even worse, right? So that is something to think about. But let's think about and let's talk about Bala. Bala, what are the meanings for Bala? Bala means unwise. Somebody said, oh, yeah. But is that the only meaning?
Foolish.
Yeah, unwise. Unwise has all that included. Good meanings. Let's talk about good stuff. Bala means young person. Also Bala, young person. Maybe someone who has no experience in life, right? He's a Bala, right? So in that case, is it a bad word then?
No.
It's not a bad word. Daharacha mahantacha ye bala eva pandita. The Buddha says, small little people, young people, wise people, unwise people, they all die one day. So we normally call Bala for people who are young. You could say inexperienced people. So there are multiple meanings, but here we take as to be ignorant people. That means unwise people. How can someone become unwise? Now we know being unwise is no good, but how can someone become unwise according to the Buddha's text? You can't go by your own parameters. This is what I don't like, so I think he's or she's an unwise person. You can't say, you can't give meaning like that. In Buddhism, there's a certain way the Buddha identified to call someone, to understand someone. You are an unwise person in my mind. You're not going to tell that to that person. I know you are unwise. How do we understand that?
Whether that person keeps sila.
Yeah, it's a very complicated definition, because we don't know person's sila just by looking at outside only. Yes, there are a couple of things we can see from outside, but the sila you cannot just judge from outside. Huh? Don't do that. But anyways, a little bit supportive way to understand an unwise person.
No wisdom.
Okay, actually that is why we call unwise. But what are the practical ways that the Buddha told us how to spot an unwise person?
Sampalapa vacha.
Speech part. What else?
Action. The action, the person do all the not negative action.
Give me a very clear definition. Huh? Okay, in many suttas, including Sevitabba Sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya, Buddha says, if someone is going to talk, but talks the bad speech, if someone is going to act, but always going to act with the bad actions, if someone is going to think, always come up with bad thoughts, that person is an unwise person. Now we have to find out what are they. What are the bad actions? What are the bad speech? What are the bad thoughts? Then the answer is very clear. The definition is very clear. And also it tells us to find out the pandita, the opposite person also. The opposite one does not do such. So that we call that person as being wise person. Okay, let's start from where? Now remember one Jain came to see the Buddha and said to the Buddha, you know what, I think any bad action somebody does with the action is worse than all the other activities, which includes speech and mind. Then the Buddha said, no, the mind is the base to speech and then the actions, right? So in that sense, mind, what are the bad thoughts that you identify somebody? You won't be able to see right away, but you can feel the way how that person thinks. Not having ill will. This is one of the bad thoughts. Not having covetousness. Now you might find out, what is that? Abhijja. Abhijja Vyapada. Abhijja is the first one. Not, okay. Now here we talk about the bad person, right? So let's talk about covetousness. That means extreme greed. An unwise person always comes up with thoughts of extreme greed. Second, there are 3 bad thoughts. There are 4 bad speech. There are 3 bad actions. So altogether, there are 10. I normally say there are 10 kusala or 10 akusala. So now you spot a bala by the ways of thoughts, bad thoughts. The first one, covetousness. Second, ill will. What is ill will? Ill will means Pardon me, oi? What did you say?
Vyapada.
Yeah, Vyapada. What is Vyapada? I'm asking that. Abhijja Vyapada. What is Vyapada?
Hatred. It will
it's
make
not
you
simple.
cause bad for other people.
Yeah, it's not simple hatred though. Hatred, we have a word, dosa. What is Vyapada? Thoughts of assassinating somebody, assassinating or killing, destroying someone. This could be on social media. This could be character assassination. This could be a petition to destroy somebody. This could be a gossip. Whatever the thing you do, it doesn't matter. If you have a thought, I'm going to kill that person in all the aspects. I'm going to destroy that person's life, both physically and mentally. That is called Vyapada, ill will. Which one comes first? Panatipata or Vyapada? Which one comes first? When someone is doing Panatipata, the first precept, breaking the first precept, which one normally comes up? Vyapada or Panatipata?
Vyapada.
Vyapada comes first. Because that person has to come up with a thought of killing other person. What about somebody who is doing something, but without his or her knowledge, some beings are killed? Does that person create bad karma? According to Buddhism, no. But don't take a chance. If you really know, don't try to get to that point. But if such thing happen in your life, personally, understand you haven't created bad karma because you didn't have Vyapada. Abhijja Vyapada. Then Michhaditti, wrong view. If you have wrong view, it is also a bad thought. Actually, this is the worst bad thought. All right. Why is it? If you have the Michhaditti, you are going to do all the bad things. It is like Surameriya precept. There's a saying that somebody is drunk, not sober, and driving the car, being very drunk, and then running somebody over. Then the police stopped that person. The police kept questioning about what happened. He said, I don't know what happened. He knows, but I don't know. So now, how many bad things he or she must have done over here? He broke the fifth precept. And then he broke the second precept too, because the life is not belong to him. He took other person's life. Adinadana. Then Kamisumichara also he broke because he misused his pleasures. Did he lie to the police? Yes, he did. And he did all the five. He broke all the 5 precepts. Where is the problem? Michhaditti, wrong view. When you have wrong view, you are doing all the bad things. That's why the Buddha said, first purify your view, Sammaditthi, the Noble Eightfold Path. Then you will make sure that you are not doing anything wrong. Anyways, so 3 bad thoughts. Let's go into now bad speech. How many things are there in the bad speech?
4.
Stop. What are they?
False speech, harsh speech, gossip.
Let's go by Pali, just to get connected to Pali. Musavada.
Musavada.
Marusa vacha.
Hmm?
Isunaya vacha.
Sampapalapa.
Okay, great. Musavada means false speech. Yeah. All right. Somebody's asking here if I can write down the words. Okay, let me write down. Okay, so 3 bad thoughts.
Bad speech, 4 bad speech,
1
3 bad thoughts, 3 bad
Abhijja.
actions.
2nd Vyapada. 3rd Michhaditti. All right. Now we are talking about the 4 bad speech. Okay. This has to be deleted. Okay, 3 bad thoughts. And 4 bad speech. Right. First one, Musavada. Second, Pisuna Vacha. This is how it is given. Pisuna Vacha. Third, Parusa Vacha. Fourth, Sampappala. Yeah. So if please sometimes you need to recheck the words in case I type something with some typos but wording is correct. All right. So there are 4 bad speech. Musavada means lying. Pisuna Vacha means, what does Pisuna Vacha mean?
Slandering.
Yeah, let's
Divisive
Speech.
divisive speech.
divisive speech. Whenever you talk something to someone, if you create division between those two people, that is called Pisuna Vacha. Politicians do that all the time. They divide people. Some people always divide other people. Maybe they don't know what they talk about. So we have to be very careful. Are my words leading to the breakup of somebody? Right? Because the contents. Third one, Parusa Vacha.
Harsh speech.
Parusa Vacha means?
Harsh speech.
Yeah, Parusa Vacha means harsh speech. The words that are very harsh. So how do we know harsh speech? Is it different from one culture to another culture, one country to another culture? Yes, right? Because there are culturally sensitive words. So you have to know what you're going to talk about. It's always good to be in the middle, right? And talk good words, pleasant words. Final one, Sampappalapa.
Frivolous talks.
Frivolous, or we would say, now when you say frivolous, yeah, that's a
Idle
good...
chatter. Idle chatter.
Yeah, there are 2 types of people here: gossiping, people who gossip, and people who idle chat. So basically, gossiping, especially the words that are not speech that is not conducive to anybody's problems. But do people listen to this? Keep to this? When they have a time, they want to gossip about other people. Let's spoil, and then they keep gossiping. So you have to understand how you need to manage yourself, because when you are, if you talk about the real truth, in your social circles, sometimes you may have to go by the flow, but be careful where you're going to end up in your speech. All right. So then we go to the actions. How many actions are there?
3.
Yeah, 3. They are pretty clear.
Sexual misconduct.
Yeah. Panatipata is the first one. Second one is
Adinadana.
it's very similar to the 5 precepts. Then Panatipata.
Kamesu Michachara.
Yeah. Kamesu Michachara. All right. I think there was a mistake over here. Yeah. Kamesu. Yeah. Kamesu Michachara. Right. All right. Now, how do we know a bala, unwise person? If someone thinks he or she always coming up with thoughts of abhijja, vyapada, michaditti. If someone is talking, if that person is always coming up with musavada, pisuna vacha, parusa vacha, sampappala. If someone is acting on different things, if that person is always coming up with actions like killing, stealing, or misbehaving in pleasures, that person is a bala. Even that person only commits one of the 3, I would say maybe only the bad speech. Definitely his or her thoughts should be bad too, because this speech context come from the mind. All right. Now, how do we understand a Pandita, good person? Someone who always thinks good thoughts. Someone who always speaks good speech. Someone who always acts on good things. How do we know them? Panditas don't have abhijja. What they have? They have anabhijja. You're going to add an at the beginning. Anabhijja means they are not covetous. They may have greed. They may have greed, but they don't have extreme greed. Then Panditas don't have vyapada. They have avyapada. They always try to take care of other people, asking, are you okay? Are you safe? Huh? They always have that kind of mentality, attitude. Then they have sammaditthi, not micchaditthi. There are 10 types of sammaditthi. We can talk about that some other time, most of the time. And then they never lie. They always speak the truth. But when they speak the truth, they know the time, they know the situation, right? Sometimes when you're going to speak the truth, there may be some fights, commotions that can start, right? That means you have to understand the time.
Timely.
Yes, for being truthful. Does it mean that you can lie? No, you are not supposed to. But if you know that there is a certain truth that you have to postpone, you are going to tell it, but you need to postpone, because if you say it now, there is a fight that is going to break up. So you're going to delay it. Later on, you're going to say, I said so because I didn't want people to fight, people to have a misunderstanding in a good intention, right? So it's not a free pass for anybody to lie, yeah? Like those people who lie on April 1st, huh? They become the unwise, the day of the unwise. Better they're gonna put it there. Anyways, the third one, the second one,
Beneficial.
good speech. Now we are talking about Pandita's version. Pisuna vacha. So he or she, I mean the good person Pandita, never speak to divide people. They always talk about stuff to unite people, united speech. So they have the united speech. Then Parusavacha, they never use harsh words. They always talk in good words, sweet, comfortable, friendlier, charming, pleasant words, gentle words, and very much aware about the cultures, very much aware about the situation, very much aware about the event. They just don't talk just because they want to talk. They know where to stop. Can most of the people stop where they want to stop in their speeches? Not in a proper speech, never in their private speech, because it is difficult. That is why at the time of the Buddha said there was a monk who has mitabhani. This word is interesting. He called that particular monk who has mitabhani. What is mitabhani? Moderation in speech. It's called mitabhani. Mitabhani. So Buddha asked everybody to practice moderation in speech. Don't simply talk. Don't just keep talking. Understand why I'm talking, right? Sampappalapa. Sampappalapa means, as we said, it's about gossiping, frivolous talk. So Panditas always talk about useful, timely, truthful, beneficial, important, significant, context-based kind of a speech, right? So they are very, like, Dhamma folks, don't be misunderstood that you have to be very hard on these things, because if you're going to be very hard on these things, you might become a very different person that other people might hate you. Don't be so. What you need to understand here is that understand where you need to stop. Make your parameters, your what you call your zone. Then you know what to talk, where to talk, how to stop, and all that, right? That is the plan here. Not to say that, okay, I'm not going to talk to you because you are gossiping. I'm going to leave here. You are a gossiper. I don't want to eat with you because you are a gossiping person. No, you can't do that. Don't do it. Because most of the people in this society, they are carried by these things. So we have to be kind to them. But when we are kind, don't be dragged with their actions. You know what to do, how to avoid, but still you are practicing your metta. Right? Otherwise, you're going to be a monster. You will be called as a monster by them. Right? You should always practice your metta while you are taking care of your mind, speech, and body. All right. 3 actions. Pandita's first good action is always trying to take care of other beings. Huh? And then second, they always behave as Dinnadai. Dinnadai means they never take other people's stuff. They always make sure that they are not taking other people's stuff. Could be money, could be other people's stuff. Yep. Kamesu michachara, they never engage in misbehavior. Then what should they do then? What should Panditas do? They are kamesu sammachara. I think a lot of you might not know this word. Now this is michachara, right? Michachara. Misbehave. Misbehaving. Then, but Panditas, they have sammachara. They are behaving. They are behaving well. Let's say behaving. Because if misbehaving is bad, then behaving should be good. That means they have a relationship, they have a spouse, then they are enjoying their life with those people by committing to that particular person. They don't mess up. Because if you do a mistake, you will have to pay the full cost in this life or another life. So why you want to create any loans, debt for future lives, messing up the whole life? A lot of pain to your mind, a lot of pain to your heart. Samachara, amichachara, kamesu samachara. All right, so we talk a little bit more about this Bala and Pandita. Let's go back to our screen. Okay, now here, now what we're going to understand is, now we know who is a Bala. Bala is someone who is always doing 3 bad actions, who is always doing 4 bad speech, who is always doing 3 bad thoughts. Then that's the first greatest blessing that you should create. Not associating with the unwise. Second, Pandita nancha siya. See, this word has come over here. Sevana. Association. Associating with the wise people. Pandita. I think we all discussed who they are, right? That means those who doing the opposite of the Bala's actions, thoughts, and speeches. Any questions over here, them folks?
Bhante,
Yes.
Bhante, is this then the same as the Dasa Ducharita?
Yes, you are right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Also, we say Dasa Kusala, Dasa Duch. Normally, we say Dasa Kusala actually. 10 Kusala, 10 Kusala, or 10 Akusala. Actually, Dhammapo, this is our seal. This is the seal for the monks and the lay people. But according to our context, our life, lay life and the ordained life, we say you have 5 precepts and monks have 2 to 7 precepts. But these are the most important sealers. If somebody breaks these 10 kusalas, that will definitely slow them down on the path to Nibbana. Right? So never ever break 10 kusalas. Always practice 10 kusalas. As you can see, all the precepts in the 5 precepts, mostly they are included in the 10 kusalas, except the Suramerya, because Suramerya happens when you break the when you break the 10th kusala. When you don't have Michchaditti, then you will get into Suramerya, definitely. That will make a mess. All right, so let's go ahead. If you have any more questions, you can ask at the end. Third pious blessing, puja cha pujaniyana. Puja cha pujaniyana, honoring those worthy of honor. Who are they initially? Who are they initially?
Family.
Huh? Family?
Family. Family.
Okay, family.
Arahant.
Yeah, I'm writing a list. Huh? Don't think that this is exclusive, huh? Including family and all that. I would say Sekas. All the Sekas.
Parents, Mata, Pitu.
Okay, so when we understand the puja cha pujaniyanang part, third blessing, always understand that here the puja, the what you call people of very much worthy level, they are none other than the Samma Sambuddha, Pacceka Buddha, Arahant, Sekas. But we know when the Samma Sambuddha appears, there could be no Pacceka Buddhas. Have you ever heard that? When Samma Sambuddhas are alive, there couldn't be no Pacceka Buddhas. So that means there are different times. But Arahant say, who are the Sekas? Who are these people? Sekas. These are called Asekas. Asekas.
Sekas are the disciples of Buddha.
Asekas. Yeah, give me a second. These three are called Asekas. But who are the Sekas?
Trinis.
Sotapanna.
Tapanatu.
Let's start from the rest. Anagami. Sakadagami. Sotapana. And then Kalyana Putajjana. There are 2 types of Putajjana. Kalyana Putajjana. Who are the Kalyana Putajjana? Who are listening to Dhamma, who wants to attain Sotapana. Then there is another Putajjana. Andha Putajjana. They never want to release from the samsara. They are normal, unenlightened beings. Andha Putajjana. So now, normally, these people, what you can say Kalyana Putajjanas too. That's worthy people from a spiritual point. Now let's go to our normal life. In our day-to-day life, we have definitely people who we should respect. For example, our mother, our father. Why is it? Is it because they are the people who brought us to this world? Is it why we have to respect them? No.
Yeah, the Brahmas. Brahmas at home.
Yeah, they are called as Brahmas. But why does the Buddha say that they are very worthy? Because taking care of your mother and father represents a couple of sections of the Samadhi. Thinking that my mother is a special person in my life, my father is a special person, they are given as 2 of the Sammaditi aspects. Right? So if you are quarreling with your mother and father, you are losing 2 aspects of your Samadhi, which will stop you from continuing your path. You might think that you can go to a meditation and no, you are not able to do it, because under Sammaditi, the Buddha has clearly said in the Mahachattarisaka Sutta and many other suttas that you must take care of your mother and father in the best possible way. You may not be able to do just like many others, but that is why they should be respected. And yes, they brought you to this world and all that. Mother and father, parents. And who else? Your family members, relatives,
Yes.
people at work, everybody,
Acharya.
every being, you should have a kind of a respect. But here, puja cha pujaniyana. This is kind of a special respect. Let's say you are somebody who is recruiting people. So you're going to recruit the right person, right individual. You are not going to be biased. You want the right person. And you are hiring somebody. So you want to hire the best candidate. Right? And you are going to appoint somebody to something. You are finding the right person for that particular task. Did the Buddha do this? Did the Buddha set an example for that? He did. That is why he had to run into a lot of problems. What happened with Channa? Remember the monk called Channa? Who is Channa? Channa was his driver. What went wrong with him? Later on, he became a monk. But then ever since he became a monk, he kept blaming the Buddha. Why is it? He said that I am the one who helped you, but you didn't give me anything. Those positions, chief, what do you call? Aggasavak. Then he was very mad with the Buddha. And the Buddha said, I'm going to say that Channa should be excommunicated. Nobody should talk to Channa. That means sometimes you cannot keep practicing metta to some people. You may have to be silent with them. Don't talk to them at some point. The Buddha said, metta practice might not work with Channa. Actually, monks released the Brahmadanda, excommunication with Channa, in the first council. Till that time, Channa was excommunicated. Why? The Buddha said, I did not give designation just by looking at you. Just because you helped me, I found the right person. The right person does not come from this life only, comes from sansaric life. Sariputta, Maṅgala, they are really, really worthy for these positions. Let's take the example from the Buddha. Puja cha puja niyana. Now you find out other rest of the people in your life. So normally we have a huge respect to Sama Sambuddha, Pacceka Buddha, Arahant, Sekas, and also Kalyana Putajjanas. Now these people are really in danger, under Putajjanas. All right, so 3 great blessings. Then,
Excuse me, Bhante, can you write down the 4 those Pali terms for the Sikhas, please?
Pali terms for the Sekas. You mean this one?
Yes, yes.
Anagami, Sakadagami.
Yeah, see, okay.
Sotapanna.
Let me, Anagami. Maybe you expect me to write down. Okay.
I may not get the right spelling.
Anagami.
Sakadagami.
We normally say Anagamin.
Yes.
Sakadagamin. Sotapanna. All right. Sotapanna. And then you could perhaps take Kalyana Putajjana. But this is someone who, like you, in case you haven't attained any, this one. Not the Andha Putajjana.
Sadhu Bhante.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the. Is it okay if I raise this part? Are you still writing? Okay.
Maybe Bhante, can you put it under the chat? Then later we can see that.
This one? Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Bhante, can you please give some example of Andha Putujjana?
Andha Putujjanas are those who do not have a wish to attain Nibbana. Anybody? So most of the people fall into that. So you are Kalyana Putajjana. You haven't still attained Sotapanna, so you are called Kalyana. That means you are a noble, unenlightened person. At least you know that you want to attain Nibbana. Let's say you die with Kalyana Putujjana level, so it's still okay because you know that this is what you want to end up with. But Andha Putujjana, no. All right. Okay, so then let's go to the next stanza with our time. Patirupa desa vasocha pubbecha kata punyata atta samma panicha. So is it okay if I erase this part now? All right.
Yes.
We don't want some complicated drawings, huh? All right. Patirupa desa vasocha is the fourth highest blessing, and pubbecha kata punyata atta samma panidicha. That means fourth, fifth, sixth. Patirupa desa vaso. Patirupa means suitable. Desa, place. Vaso, living. Living in a suitable locality, place. Now, when you say suitable locality, this could be a crime-free neighborhood, good people, maybe a place where you have access to Sangha, maybe a place where you have access to your Kalyana Mittas, right? You don't have to drive too far, right? So a place where you have access to Kalyana Mittas, right? Where maybe also where there are no crimes and you have a very peaceful life. Maybe a country, maybe a place, maybe a city. Pubbecha kata punyata. Pubbe means in previous lives. Kata, done. Punyata, merits. Having done merits in the previous life. Can we change this, Dhamma folks? Is it possible for us to change our karmas for previous life? To some extent. No, to some extent. You can change. Otherwise, this life will be already defined by somebody. No, Buddha said you can change to some extent, not the whole, because the whole thing comes from karma. But you can change at least to a certain extent, right? So, if not, Buddhism is a determinism. Buddhism is not a determinism. Buddhism has courage, enthusiasm, effort. They all are approved stuff. Remember the Brahmin? There was a Brahmin called Attakara. Let me type the other Putujjana here too. Andha Putujjana. There was a Brahmin called Attakara. This Brahmin came to see the Buddha and started blaming him. What was his blame about? He said, you talk about effort, enthusiasm, courage, stamina. I don't believe them. They don't exist. You know what the Buddha said? He patiently listened to him. After he done, he asked a counter question. He asked him, Brahmin Attakara, see how much effort you have put in before coming over here. You have been well prepared to talk this to me, right? You had effort, you had stamina back home before you coming over here. That means effort is available. It exists, right? So, Pubbecha kata punyata means, although it is said that having done merits in a past life, but still you can change. But it may not be reasonably high. But of course, most of the fundamental things in our life, they are defined by our previous life, especially life span, people around us. I think most of us carrying our previous people with us. You think that this is a different person. Actually, he or she, they were with you even in previous lives. Your enemies, even in last life also, you had the same enemy in a different way. Let's say you have a very good, kind, loving person. You had the same loving person in a different life, in a different way. But you think this person is a different person. No, the same person. We carry all the things, most of the things we carry. So the Buddha says it is a higher blessing if you have done a lot of good karmas in past lives. Because it is a blessing, right? Because you can see if you say A, B, C, D, E, F people, you can see A is doing better than B. B may be doing better than A in a different way. C could be entirely different. D has everything. and E is perfect. Why is it? Because the past karma, right? So it is a blessing. It is a higher blessing to have done good karmas. So if you think you haven't done enough karmas, what should you do now? Without worrying about your past life, start
more
doing
now.
karmas,
do more good karma, wholesome deeds.
wholesome karmas, right? That is what you can do. If you think you don't have that blessing, just create it. Always have a chance. And then I have to add something here. It is said, how can we create great karmas in this life or in past life? It is said, if you have done karmas based on the Samma Sambuddhas, Pacceka Buddhas, Arahants, those going to be higher good karmas. If you have done such in those lives. If you think you are lack of such good karmas that you don't feel comfortable, then you should do good karmas towards the Samma Sambuddhas, Pacceka Buddhas, Arahants, and those people. They will become, I would say, much higher. It doesn't mean that you can't help out a beggar, you can't help out the poor people. No, the Buddha said, helping all those people are also important, because I tell you to do such too. But whenever you are respecting the Sangha, or I would say Buddha, Pacceka Buddha, Arahants, they are perfectly moral and they are perfectly purified. When you take care of a purified person, you will become purified automatically. That's the other end. All right. So last Maṅgala blessing today. Atta Samma Panidicca. Let's break the words. Atta Samma Panidicca. Atta. Atta means oneself. Samma means right way or properly. Panidicca, apply. What does it mean? In Buddhism, we don't have time. That's why I'm going to write for you. We have these 4 important things where we should have in our life. Saddha, Sila, Chaga, Panya. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Say, for instance, you don't have enough Saddha. Then what you should do? You have to try working on it. Create more Saddha in your life. Let's say you don't have enough Sila, not too much, enough Sila. Then you're going to work on your Sila. Let's say you don't have enough Chaga. What is Chaga, Dhamma folks? This is the best word for Dana.
Generosity.
No, Chaga is not generosity. That is Dana. Chaga means giving up. Actually, this is what should happen with the Dana. But do people give up, Dhamma folks?
Bhante, is that let go?
Letting go. Yeah, letting go and renunciation, they are taken in a different perspective. But giving up, what are you giving up? You are giving up your lobha, dosa, moha. Let's say you go to the temple with some food for the monk, then you are giving up both food and your lobha, dosa, moha there. But what some people do, they giving up food and they are creating more thoughts for next lives. Never ever do that. That is not Buddhist. Because you should never create lobha, dosa, moha with dana or any other good activity. Because if you create such, it's not going to be a chaga, but still a dana. It is a dana, but not a chaga. If you want to do dana plus chaga, how should you do it? When you offer, then you are offering physically. At the same time, you are giving up your lobha, dosa, moha. You are trying to put them aside. Put your lobha aside. Put your dosa aside. Put your moha aside. You are not carried away by lobha, dosa. That is chaga. So chaga is the highest context of the dana. All right. So let's say now atta samma panidicca means being able to establish oneself in saddha, sila, chaga, and panya. Let's see again. Being able to establish oneself in the right way. or apply oneself in the right. What is the right way? Saddha, Sila, Chaga, Panya. Etam Maṅgala Muttamam. This is a higher or supreme blessing. All right, any questions? I don't know how many of you have learned Maṅgala Sutta this way. Huh? Interesting. Because, yes. Any
May I
questions?
ask, what is Saddha?
What is Saddha? Oh, fundamental
I'm
question,
very-
huh? Saddha has two meanings.
Faith, confidence.
First meaning is trust about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. That we should all have that one, because if you don't have it, you are not able to practice Dhamma. That is the first higher meaning. Second meaning of Saddha is trust, confidence in oneself. Is it very important? Should we have self-confidence to do anything? Yes. If you don't have self-confidence, you can't practice Dhamma too, because you don't have enough understanding about yourself. So basically two meaning. One is the Buddha said unwavering trust, not changing one. Unwavering trust about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. When some people get to know some of the scandals, bad things in some Buddhist communities, their saddha is wavering like this. Oh, I'm not going to go to that temple again. Huh? I'm not going to donate. Why? Their saddha is based on the monks in that temple. No, your saddha has to be firmly fixed on your understanding about the higher Sangha or the Buddha, Dhamma. Do not just based on one particular person. If that person is going to make a mistake, your saddha will also go away, fall away. You're also done. That person is done, you're also done. Make sense? Be very careful. Respect everybody, but people can change. That is what we know, anicca, right? So always take Sangha as the higher Sangha. Those who follow those Sangha are the Sanghas we know. All right? So Saddha, that is Saddha. The second meaning is trust, confidence about us. Buddha said, if you want to have a very good married life, relationship, you should have sama saddha, equal trust. That means man has little trust, but the woman has more trust. Can they survive together? It's very difficult. Wherever he goes, she is going to suspect him. Wherever she goes, he is going to suspect him. So they have to, what is important in other sense? Good communication helps you to trust each other more all the time. All right, any questions?
Yes, Bhante, I have a question.
Yes.
You have defined the Bala and the Pandita, right? What about this word, the Sappurisa? So how to define Sappurisa?
Okay, Sappurisa is another term that we use for Pandita. Purisa is a man.
Yeah. Okay.
Sa means good man, right? So normally in the definition of, in the understanding, identification of good and bad people, we take Bala and Pandita.
Okay.
But Sappurisa is more likely an adjective. He is a Sappurisa. Panditas, actually Pandita, Sappurisa, they are synonymous. And if you go through more Pali texts, you can see Asappurisa. That is Bala. Sappurisa is Pandita. Asappurisa is Bala. Let me write that for you. Sappurisa is Pandita. And Asappurisa is Bala. So they are synonymous. All right. All right. If you have any more questions, we'll take one more minute and then we're going to transfer the minutes.
But Bhante, this is Annie. You say that the sutta, right? Say that you have to live in a suitable locality, but sometimes you don't have a choice. You just have to make do.
Yeah, that's a good question. So by default, sometimes we may not have a choice. Then you don't have that blessing. That's of course the clear thing to know.
So that means you just have to make do.
Some people can make a selection, some people cannot. Now, say for instance, some people can select their food. Some people have no choice. They have to eat what they have.
Correct.
It is like that.
Yes.
But we wish everybody find their. But now I think we can find a lot of Sappurisas, Kalyana Mittas. Now we are all Sappurisas, Kalyana Mittas, like-minded people. But if you live in a crime neighborhood, there might be a problem, you know. So yeah.
Sadhu Bhante.
Bhante, can I ask a question, please?
Yes,
Here?
please. Yeah.
Yeah, with regards to the honoring those worthy of honor, like for instance, the parents, those parents that did not good things. So how do you advise to honor them?
So what you are saying is parents don't have a good relationship with the children, and then
no, like meaning like for instance, some of parents, they did crimes. You know, they are addicted to
yes,
drugs and all that. So how do we define that honoring?
yes. So in that kind of a situation, we still try our best to treat them in the proper way. Also, if we could tell them what is saddha, what is sila, what is chaga, what is panya, that is what you want to do. Because even at that point, if they are not going to change to the level that you expect, at least to become at least better people in the normal society, you may not be able to do the rest, right? No, what you have to be careful is whether you can do whatever you are supposed to do. You are supposed to take care of them in your best way. But after taking your respect, if they are continuing to do such things, you can't do anything out of it. That is their life. They are creating their bad karmas. But you should do the best for them. Then you know, okay, I have worked on my sammaditthi, but this is what I can do. I don't want to run into other issues. Make sense?
Yes, thank you, Bhante.
Yeah, but be very careful, because if a child is going to interact with criminals, even in the form of parents, you have to be very careful. You know, you have to be very safe. Find out a very good way to approach them with some consultation, and then to do it. So if you do your responsibilities for your mother, father, it's enough for you to go to the next level of your path.
So can we explain to someone who is experiencing that kind of situation? Like, you know, some of our children, they're experiencing this kind of challenges. So do we explain to them that this is the way that they can go about?
Yeah, if you think this is going to work, if not, I don't think it is good. It's always case by case. So you have to think whether this will work out for them. If not, I think probably other safe ways. Safety is very important.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah, so we got one question here. Oh, Shali, Bhante, is it right that persons with similar saddha, sila, chaga, panya born the same place? Yes, it is. If you are a couple, if you are married, if you have these four together with your person, definitely. The Buddha said, to Nakula Mata, Nakula Pita. It's actually, if you look at good couples, people, they have these four in their own way. They trust each other very well. They have similar morality, and they have similar generosity or giving up, they have similar wisdom. So they talk each other very well, good communication, good understanding. They have this in their own way. Yes, it is. All right. So then let's go to the transference of merits. What is panya? Okay. Panya is wisdom. It has many meanings. Here, panya means you know how to apply your knowledge at the right time. Knowledge, intellect, and wisdom, they are treating. So basically, you are going to make the right decision according to the situation and the time. That is panya in this context, context of couples. But context of attasamma panidicca, you are going to be a person not just carried away by your emotions. If you are always carried away by your own emotions, then you are not going to be wise. Wisdom means you are able to decide for you, not emotions going to decide you for you. Right? It can help. That is wisdom according to the attasamma panidicca. But the couple's case, it is different. And the panya in the nibbana is totally different. It is where you're going to release your mind and yourself. Right? That is a higher concept. Sila samadhi panya. So many meanings are depending on the context. All right, so let's transfer all the good karmas. May all the good karmas which we have been accumulating in all these ways be transferred to all the departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of us. If they were reborn in a place of discomfort, pain, may they be able to release from those painful, woeful states. If they are already reborn in a place of comfort, kama sukati, may they be able to listen to more Dhamma, practice and apply more Dhamma, and finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me jnati nang hotu sukita huntu jnatayu. Idam me jnati nang hotu sukita huntu jnatayu. Idam me jnati nang hotu sukita huntu jnatayu. Also, let's share all the good karmas with the devas, nagas, and mahidvikas. Devas, deities, nagas, snake kings, and mahidvikas, powerful non-humans. May devas, nagas, and mahidvikas be well and happy, and may they protect and bless all of you, your family members, your even grandkids, for good health, quality of life, prosperity, safety. May devas, nagas, and mahidvikas also finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavatacha ammehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sangpatti siddhiya. Ittavatacha ammehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sangpatti siddhiya. Ittavatacha ammehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sangpatti siddhiya. Akasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkang tuloka sasanang. Akasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkang tudesanang. Akasatta ca bhummatta devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkang tumang parangti chirang rakkang tutwang sadati. May we be in the company of Kalyana Mittas, noble friends, and not with the Papa Mittas. This is what we discussed today, the importance of being with the Sappurusas, Panditas, Kalyana Mittas, not with the Papa Mittas, Balas, Asappurusas. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pantiya. Finally, may all the good karmas which we've been accumulating so far be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silisse niccang vaddha pachayino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati saminjatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, everybody, and good evening. Have a good evening. I will see you then next Thursday at the same time with another sections, 2 sections of the Maṅgala Sutta. And if you have any questions, do not just confine your questions to Q&A here. Please send me a WhatsApp message. I'm
Thank you
always
very much, Bhante.
yes, available to any answering any questions. Don't think that you should only raise over here. All right. Have a good night
Thank you
too.
so much,
Take care.
Bhante.
Thank you.
Good night,
Sadhu,
Bhante.
sadhu, sadhu,
Good
Bhante.
evening, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, everyone. See you.
Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very
Sadhu, sadhu,
much.
Bhante.
Thank you. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.
Bhante, how is your life in Malaysia?
It was as usual. Yeah, it's a good flight. Yeah.
It's hot.
Here?
Yeah.
I'm okay. Yes, I'm okay. Yeah. Mhm.
Hope you enjoy your stay.
Yes, I will. And
Thanks
yes,
for thinking of the time to share all the sutras with us. Sadhu, sadhu.
happy to do that. Yes.
Thank
And
you.
you said you are from Penang, right?
I'm from Penang. You see the galaxy
Oh,
temple.
great. You see, yes.
It will be lighted up during Chinese New Year.
Oh, okay. So is that a picture or the real building or whatever?
This is a picture.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm staying quite near there.
I thought that you've been able to bring the real one.
Yeah, if you come over.
Okay.
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 Okay. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Good night,
Sadhu,
Kim.
sadhu.
Everybody. Good night.